Hi Body Track Weston family, got another home workout video coming for you right now. So this one's going to be a little bit more strength focused, kind of like how our workouts typically are at the gym. The last one we did, I told you guys it was a little more cardio intensive and whatnot. So this is going to have 3 circuits. So the circuit is 3 exercises, kind of like we do at the studio. Now, as I said in the first couple videos, I want you guys to try and do all 3 exercises, one right after the other, and then you get that rest period of about a minute. So again, the first one's gonna be 3 leg exercises. So I'm gonna do the first leg exercise, the second leg exercise, and the third leg exercise with no rest, and then we'll get about a minute break. You would hit the second set, break, third set, break. So again, 3 circuits, 3 sets of each is how we're gonna go through this. So again, as I've said before, you should already be warmed up, whether it have been a full cardio session or at least a 10-minute warm-up. Do something before doing these videos. It's gonna help you so you're not as at risk of injury. So without further ado, let's get it rocking here. So you are gonna need a chair for the workout video today. A chair will be necessary, a platform of some kind, whether it be stairs in your house, whether it be if you have the old school little yoga platform things, whatever it is, we are gonna need a platform to do a couple of these exercises. So the first circuit is going to be our leg circuit. So we're gonna start off with some step ups here. You're gonna start off with our weaker leg. It's gonna be up on the bench, and we're gonna go 15 with this one leg before 15 with the other leg. So as always, when we do our step ups, we're driving through that heel, and we're coming down nice and slow. We're driving through the heel, and we come down nice and slow. These are always a controlled movement. So we're not doing some of the cardio style where we're kicking up. We're going slow, focusing on the strength, on our glutes and on our quads, keeping it slow and under control as we do these. It's always my top foot that's doing the pushing here. My top foot's doing the pushing. I'm not pushing off my bottom foot whatsoever. I'm focusing on this leg, getting all the work here. So we're gonna go all the way through 15 with one leg, and then we'll switch legs. This at this point would be our stronger leg. We're gonna go through 15 with this one. Now, if you have a low platform, or if you have stronger legs, if this is easy for you, this is where we would hold on to 2 weights at our sides like this, and just keep them down to the side to add that extra resistance to these step-ups. But again, either way, I want you guys to get 15 each leg here as we're going through. And again, even if you have some makeshift weights at home, whether it's 2 cans, jug, you can hold the jug up in front, but you can hold some weights here to add in that extra resistance. So after 15 of each leg there, we're gonna go right into the second exercise, which is gonna be our split squats. So this is one where we are going to do it with our back foot elevated on our platform here. So get to a comfortable stance. A lot of times when we do these, Raph and I have had a lot of you do these here, sometimes on our step-up platform. Sometimes we'll have you hold on to something. We're not gonna be doing that for today, but make sure we're far enough out here so that when I get my foot up, I'm at a nice distance so I can go down and up without my knee going too far past my toe. So we want to be able to walk out far enough that I can still reach it, but I'm at a good distance, so I have a nice angle here as I go down with my glutes to my knee to my foot. If I'm too close as I go to do this, and I can't sit my hips back, then all I'm gonna do is push my knee forward and shift that weight onto my toe. So I'm gonna find a spot out here. Again, we're gonna start off with our weaker foot. So for me, I started with my right foot on the step-ups. I'm gonna start with my right foot here. I have that foot out in front. My back foot is up on my platform. Now, whether you're on your toes here or kind of down like this, it's whatever's more comfortable for you. But from there, all we're gonna do, nice and easy, down and driving up through that front foot through the heel. Down, driving up through that heel. Down and up. So you see, I'm making sure I'm going straight down and up with this movement. I'm not going forward and back. There's no forward and back to my movement. It's down and up, down and up. So on this one as well, we're gonna go 15 with that weaker leg first, and then we're switching to 15 on that other leg. Try and get that foot exactly as far out as you had it with your other one. We come up onto our platform here, and again, down and up. The entire push comes from that front foot through the heel. Front foot through the heel is doing all the pushing here, driving through. Get nice and low, trying to get those glutes engaged, getting the quads engaged, the whole thing, down and up, no forward and back. So again, this one is also 15 each leg, and then we're going right down onto the mat for our single leg glute bridges. So what we're gonna do here, you're gonna get set up, just like I've had a lot of you do, especially in the Zoom sessions. My head and shoulders are down on the floor. My arms are out to the side. I'm starting with that weaker leg again for me, my right leg. My other foot is elevated in the air. Now I want your heel close to your glutes, right here. We want to start off nice and close. We don't want to be too far out. We are working different muscles depending on where our foot is. For this, I want your foot nice and close, and we're just going up and down, up and down, driving through that heel, making sure my hips stay nice and even here. A lot of times when we go to one leg at a time, I see people kind of turn open because they're not getting that full push. They're not keeping their core engaged. We want to keep everything nice and even with my hips as I drive up through that heel, push up nice and high before I come down. So again, this one is also 15 with that weaker leg. I'll switch legs. Again, make sure my feet are at the same spot. I don't want to do my right foot here and then my left foot out here. As I said, we are working different muscles depending on where our foot is in this. I'll elevate this leg. Same thing. Boom. And down. Squeeze. And down. So as I've said to a lot of you that are doing the Zoom sessions, this is something where you should mentally focus on what muscles we want to be working down here in our glutes and our hamstrings, and we want to squeeze at the top every time. Squeezing at the top. We want to focus on what we're working here as opposed to just pushing up and down, going through the motions. Try and squeeze at the top, making sure we're getting the most out of this exercise as opposed to just moving around, burning calories that way. We want to strengthen the muscles in the back of our legs here. So 15 each leg for all three exercises. We had the step-ups first, 15 each. We had the Bulgarian Split Squats, that lunge position, 15 each. And then the single leg hip extensions for 15 each. We're going to go through 3 sets of that. So this is where you would go ahead, pause it, repeat it again, 2 more times, and then we're going to get into our upper body circuit. So this one's going to be a little tougher here, as I've said in a lot of the videos. As far as upper body work goes with no equipment, you know, we're at a limited quantity of exercises that you can do. So we are going to start off with the tougher one. It's going to get a lot of shoulder engagement. It's going to be very similar to a push-up. It's called the Pike Push-up. Now we're going to be at a different angle than our normal push-ups to change the angle of the muscles we're working to get more of the shoulders to start. But again, I want you guys to do all 3 exercises, one after the other, after the other. So for any guys out there, or people that are stronger at push-ups, let's try and go around the 15 rep range for all 3. For some of us that aren't as good as push-ups or whatever it may be, let's still shoot for 10. Now, we'll get into it here. So the first one, Pike push-ups. How I want you guys to get set up is just like you would a normal push-up. However wide you have your hands normally on a push-up, will pop up like that. Now all we're going to do from here, as I would get in my position for a push-up, I'm just going to walk my feet forward about a foot or 2, and so now you see my butt's really high in the air. So this is going to change my angle. Imagine I'm doing a shoulder press. That's going to change the angle of my body. So as I do this push-up, I'm going to simulate that vertical angle as opposed to the horizontal angle of a push-up here. It's more of a vertical angle up and down. So again, my butt's up in the air here. Now from there, I'm going to bring my head down towards the floor and push up. My head comes down towards the floor and up. None of the push is coming from my feet. It's all coming from my shoulders here. So again, unlike a normal push-up, I'm bringing my head down to the floor as opposed to coming forward here, because then that's a different angle for our push-up. Again, my head comes down to the floor and up. As far as I'm concerned, everything that's happening with my upper body here, it's a vertical push, down and up, down and up. So again, for those of you that are a little better at push-ups, a little stronger, let's shoot for 15. Otherwise, we're gonna go 10. Right from that, we're gonna go into a normal push-up, but we're gonna do it with a wider grip, wider hand position here to more so isolate the chest, take the triceps out of it a little bit. So if your normal push-up position is like this, right when you finish those pike push-ups, you would bring it down to the floor. If this is your normal position, you're gonna go out about 4 or so inches with each hand, and you're just gonna point your hands out just a tiny, tiny bit here. Just like in our squats, how our toes are pointed out a little bit, same idea here for our push-ups. From there, let's pop up onto those feet, down and up, down and up. So again, it's a little different angle for our arms here, but other than that, the movement is exactly simulating our normal push-up. Down and up, down and up. So same idea here, we're gonna go for 10 to 15 reps. So we're hitting those pike push-ups, we're gonna bring it right down, we'll widen out those hands. Let's go 10 to 15 reps on those push-ups. If we do need that assistance, if they're a little too tough, as always, we can bring it down to the knees, but if we are from our knees, our feet are elevated and our hips are down. Our hips always have to come down on these as opposed to our butt staying up in the air. If I'm doing these and I have all that space between my hips and the floor, I'm not gonna get the same effect. I need my hips to come down to the floor just like they do in a normal push-up. So again, 10 to 15 there. Last one here, we're going right into some dips. So now we're gonna work those triceps in here. Dips also have some chest and shoulder work, but we wanna focus on the triceps, keeping the elbows nice and tucked. So I'm gonna grab on here, I'll sit down on my platform, hands are on the edge here. I'm gonna walk those feet out. Now, as I said in the other video that we did dips, our feet are mostly straight here. I don't want them to be too far bent because then we're gonna end up using the leg drive a little bit. We don't want that. The legs are out, chest is up tall, and we're keeping those elbows tucked as we go down and up, down and up. Trying to get nice and low here, trying to focus on those triceps, doing the drive. We don't want to come forward and back here. Down and up, staying nice and close to my bench, and again, 10 to 15 reps. So, pike push-ups, where we have the vertical angle. We're coming down to some wide grip push-ups, just like a normal push-up, but just wider with the hands. And then into our dips, we're staying nice and tucked. So again, everyone should be aiming for 10 to 15 reps here. If the push-ups are a little hard, go to the knees. If the dips are a little hard, you can bring your feet back a little bit to help out, but try and really focus on the arms doing the work here. We want this to be our arm circuit as far as this workout goes. So again, 3 sets of that. Push-ups, the pike push-ups directly into the wide grip push-ups, directly into the dips, and then we get our rest. 2 more sets of that, and then we have our last circuit here for the legs. So again, if you're on the second, third set, you can go ahead, pause it here. Otherwise, we're moving on to our ab circuit. So 3 exercises here. We're gonna go lower abs, we're gonna go obliques, and then we're gonna go upper abs. So again, it's all our core, but just different ways to work it. So we're gonna start off with our leg raises here. My head and shoulders are relaxed on the floor. My hands are down to the side. Now for those of you with the lower back pain, I've mentioned in some of the other videos, you can bring your hands under your bottom just a little bit here, but we don't want it too far. A lot of times when I do tell people to do this, they end up going too bent under here, and now my hands are under my lower back. That's not gonna help us out as much. I want your hands down below your bottom here. So my arms are straight, they're at the very bottom of my glutes. Now, head and shoulders stay down on the floor. We're gonna start off with our leg raises. So my toes are pointed up, I'm coming up and down without lifting my butt up off the floor. So, nice slow tempo here. If the leg raises are a little bit easy for you, you can always get this small pause right here just to have a little bit more tension. Pause right here before we lift up. But we're gonna go double whammy for the lower abs. You're gonna go 10 of these. Right after our 10 there, without a break, we're gonna crunch those knees in and out, in and out. So I call these reverse crunches. All we're doing is crunching the legs in and out, but again, we're not lifting our butt off the floor. We do not want that. I want 10 on those leg raises, 10 on these reverse crunches with our butt staying down the entire time. So right after that, I'm gonna go down to one of my sides for my obliques. I'm gonna use one of my hands to elevate, or to support my head. I'm gonna elevate my shoulders off the floor, and I'm gonna reach down to my foot. Reach down, reach down. So again, I want you to find that mind-body connection. Really focus on working these obliques here as we're reaching through, as we're going through. We're not crunching upwards, we're coming down to the side. The shoulders stay elevated as I go to my side. I'm gonna go 10 down to one side, switch my hands, and go right into 10 down on the other side. Reaching down towards my foot here. 10 and 10, and then right when I'm done doing those two sides, I'm going into those upper abs, hitting my crunches. So again, we'll use our hands to support our neck here. We're not pulling on my head. I'm just using them to support as I crunch up here. So a good thing to think about is finding a place on the ceiling, and you should be able to look at that the entire time through these crunches without going forward like this. A lot of times when people pull, their eyesight is gonna go down like this. We wanna find something up at the roof, and that's gonna make sure we're not pulling quite as much, and we're just letting those abs do the work, crunching us up. If you're one person who thinks that they might be using their arms a little much, you can always have the hands across your chest like this. It helps resist that urge to pull on the neck. And if you're not sure if you are using the hands or not, this will totally take that out of the equation. So again, we had the leg lifts for 10, the reverse crunches for 10, obliques, 10 to one side, 10 to the other side, and then the crunches for 15. So just like the other circuits, I want you to go through that entire combo, 10 leg raises, 10 reverse crunches, 10 to one side, 10 to the other side, 15 crunches, and then you rest. We'll take about a minute rest and then get into set 2. Set 2, same exact thing, and then we rest, and then set 3, same exact thing. So, as I said, 3 sets of each circuit here. We had our lower body circuit, we had our upper body circuit, and we had our ab circuit. Let me know if you guys need any assistance, if you need any altercations. Those of you that I've talked to that have shoulder issues, again, we're not gonna really be doing as much of the push-ups, so basically the entire upper body circuit is gonna be out of the window there. For some of you that may have the knee problems, we wouldn't be doing the step-ups or the Bulgarian split squats. So again, if you have the injuries where you need the modifications, let me know. Otherwise, if it was too easy for you, too hard, you can always let me know that as well, and we can always mess around with it. Otherwise, I will talk to you all soon, and stay safe and healthy out there.